Chasing Purpose is a journey of self-love, self-development, healing, and spirituality. Say I do feel good. I feel good. I feel great. I feel good being here with you on this Wednesday morning on the Bridge 99 FM. How are you guys feeling? How are we all feeling today? It is Wellness Wednesday, and I'm excited, as always, for today's show. Really quick, I just want to big up the Up and Go team. Stellar job, as per usual. Great conversations, especially with these new set of rules or the bans that have come out from the broadcasting commissions. As Mr. McKenzie rightly said, I think it's an ongoing conversation that needs to be had with all stakeholders. And we look forward to seeing how it plays out. And of course, we here at the Bridge will be doing our job to do the best that we can to empower and enlighten, uplift our industry. But like I said, I feel good. It is Chasing Purpose. Welcome to Chasing Purpose. I am your host, Cynthia Shea. And I just want to say, yesterday I had an amazing day. I hope you guys did too. It was my 8th. I think on Monday, guys, I said it was my 9th wedding anniversary. My mother quickly gathered me and reminded me it's actually my 8th. It was our 8th wedding anniversary. So again, to my amazing, loving, kind, caring, confidant, best friend, Bobby Clark, my everything. I love you. Happy anniversary, darling. We had an awesome day yesterday. And to everybody that's celebrating celebrating anniversary or anything. And I asked also on Monday, what are you fighting for? I'm always fighting for love of not just my partner in life, but love of children, love of family. We need more love in the space and in the place. And that is what we also aim here to do. Not just on Chasing Purpose, but on the Bridge, on CGN, on Irie Jam Radio, on our brand of all of our companies across the board. We aim to love, we aim to give love, to show love. And that's what it's all about, right? That's what it's all about. That's why we're here. And as I said, you are here on the Bridge, Chasing Purpose. You know, I like to say this all the time. This is a conversation, not a one-way one, but a two-way one. So please be a part of the conversation. 876-551-5782. 876-551-5782. 876-551-5782. That is our WhatsApp and or text line. You can also send a voice note there. So 876-551-5782. Or our studio line where you can call and you can, let me know. Let's have a conversation, right? 676-4996. 676-4996. 876-676-4996. We have an action-packed show for you today, and we're just going to get right into it. We're going to start with our Mindset Minute segment. And the simple question that I want to pose to you today is this. Who's in charge? Simple, straightforward. Who's in charge? Who's in charge? Are we active and intentional participants in our own lives, or are we just observing? Are we making our lives happen to us, or are we making it happen for us? You guys know there's this thing that we can do with our cars. I think in the airplanes, anything that moves, I believe, Dominique, we can go on this thing called autopilot. A lot of us do not realize that we're living life on autopilot. What does that mean? We get up, we go through the motions, we go through the days, and the day turns into night, the night turns into another day, that turns into a week, that turns into a month, that turns into a year, and we're still in the same place that we were when that year started. Are we allowing others to take control of our own lives, which is and can be a thing? Or is it that you're in charge? Do you know what your destiny is? And are you running towards it? Are you chasing it down? Or are you allowing others to dictate to you what your life should be? The very reason for this program, Chasing Purpose, is to uplift through thought-provoking conversations and questions. So my question is who's in charge in your life? Is it you? Is it your partner? Is it your child? Who's leading you? Or are you leading yourself? It's only natural to feel lost at some point in our life, especially at times when we have no control over external circumstances or as you approach certain milestones. Trust me, I get it. You're not alone. I think I say this a lot. There are going to be things where I sound like I'm a broken, times where I sound like I'm a broken record. Life is not easy for anyone. And there are going to be times where we're met with adversity, pain. We talk about prejudice on Monday. There are going to be things. Life comes at you and it comes at you hard. Are you ready? Are you prepared? Are you in charge? It's a simple question, but is it? For some people, it may not. Somebody right now is like, wait, am I in charge? And if you have to second guess at that question, maybe you're not. As simple as it is, somebody right now is just kind of spiraling, or just maybe not spiraling, or just going through the motions and just kind of dragging them foot through life. But that is not the way that we're supposed to be living. That is living. That is not how God created us. That's not who He created us to be. Everybody loses their way on the long journey of life. But here's the secret. By learning how to take charge of your life, you can revitalize your spirit. I love that. You can revitalize your spirit. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you go down, when you veer off the journey. It doesn't matter when you fail. All that matters is when you get back up and you revitalize that spirit. That's all that matters. In the end, in this race of life, getting to that finish line, what matters is how you got there. How you didn't give up. How you didn't let failure beat you down. How you didn't let persons dim your light. How you take up good space. How you sow those seeds, those good seeds. That's what matters. So no matter where you are right now, you can revitalize that spirit. You can become in charge. And if you are in charge, kudos to you. Make sure that you are leading others around you the right way. Once you revitalize your spirit, you can continue on with your renewed purpose. And that's what this is all about. Not just this show, but life. Life is about us finding our purpose and our passion and leaning into that. Whatever that is. And it's going to look different for everybody. Right? Somebody right now, our teachers are in school and they're leaning into their passion. The taxi man right now is out on the road leaning into his passion of driving and caring for his passengers. The doctors, the nurses, they're leaning into their purpose of making sure everybody's well and healthy. Everybody's purpose looks different. Life for everybody looks different. And there's going to be challenges. There's going to be all sorts of things that are going to come at you. And life can be good. Life can be good, guys. I am not here to be a Debbie Downer. I am here to ensure that we are all following our purpose and chasing our purpose and ensuring that I'm encouraging you here with this particular show and all that we do here at the CGN Corporation. So who's in charge? Who's in charge? 551-5782, 551-5782, 551-5782. I can't tell you how me long for talk to no. Call me up, my man. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. More right here on Chasing Purpose when we return.
The Bridge 99 FM.
Everything that you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. And you know what? I feel like my entire life I have allowed myself to be defined by a culture. I have allowed myself to be defined by the naysayers. I was dropped in the middle of a profession that is all about deprivation. And so a lot of times you just allow other people to define you. And at 56 years old, I have come to the realization that I can define myself.
At 56 years old, she has come to the realization that she can define herself. There's power in that. You know what that means to me? It does not matter where you are, what age or stage you are in your life. It does not matter. That was Viola Davis, actress, theater playwright. She is just brilliant at what she does. You would know her from possibly, what is it, Dom? How to Get Away with Murder, The Help. Oh, she's decorated. She has a long resume. And this is Woman King, which is out now, I believe. And she was at a press conference, and you could just see the emotion that she was talking in when she said those words. At 56, she now realizes she defines who she is. Realizing that she now is in charge. And if you know the Viola Davis story, great book, guys, by the way, if you want to get it. Viola Davis grew up in very poor conditions. She often went to school with no clothes, no clean clothes, smelling of urine. Like, she spoke about the hardships that she went through. And see her here now even after being a celebrated actress, doing all that she's done within the theater space. She's now saying at 56, she's now realizing that she can define who she is. No longer living by the ideals that would have been placed on her by whomever. Society casting her one side because of how she was raised. The unkind words of the children that teased her when she went to school. She went through it all. Prejudice, as we spoke about on Monday, she knew about it. She lived it. But she's saying right now, I'm in charge. She's realizing after all of that, she is now in charge. And that's my question to you today. Are you in charge? Or is somebody else defining life for you? Is somebody else giving you their guidebook for you to follow? And are you following it? It's always going to be a thought-provoking question here. Questions that I'm going to pose to you. Call me up, 551-5782, 551-5782. 676-4996. Quick water break. By taking control of our lives, we have more power to make decisions, more influence over the trajectory of our destiny. This inherently leads to more happiness, satisfaction, and fulfillment. And let me tell you guys, you see when you knock on that door there and open it, happiness, satisfaction, fulfillment. Oh, it feels like a weight has been lifted off of your shoulders. Hi, Nari. You feel light as you move through life. Not saying that the hardships are not going to come and things are not going to come to weigh you down. Those things are present. But you see, when you're walking in your purpose, when you're thriving in what you want to do, when your soul is on fire because of the passion that you're pursuing, it's a different type of feeling. It is a different type of feeling, and as Barry said, it feels good. It feels good. So let me know. Are you in charge? Is it you? Is it really you in charge? And if you are in charge, are you liking what you're seeing? When you look into the mirror, the reflection that's looking back at you, do you recognize the person? Or are you just kind of coasting along? And is that person dragging you along, or are you dragging them along? How it go? 551-5782, 551-5782. I hear we have a caller. Welcome to Chasing Purpose.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Who am I speaking with?
You're speaking to Marlon.
Hi, Marlon. How are you? Where are you calling from, Marlon?
St. Anne.
Marlon from St. Anne. How are you, Marlon? Talk to me.
I'm great this morning. I'm even great to listen to you. What are you talking about?
Thank you, Marlon. So tell me, answer the question. Are you in charge?
Yeah, I'm fully in charge of my life, probably about 20 years now. And when I say fully in charge, I mean like when you're in charge of your life, is there you find a purpose.
Yes, you are so right. You're so right.
So me know my purpose and what me is all about. Probably 19, 20 years now.
And tell the listeners what it feels like when you find that purpose, whatever it is. What does it feel like? The past 20 years, what has life been like for you?
All right. When you find your purpose, yes, you're gonna get knocked down. Mm-hmm. You're gonna get boxed away. Mm-hmm. You're gonna get all type of negative things. But when you know your purpose is that give you the drive to move again, because you know what you is all about.
Yes.
And you're not gonna stop until you fulfill that purpose.
Yes.
Because everyone is here on a mission.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know their purpose here on the earth.
Yeah, and that's really what we aim to do here on Chasing Purpose, and not just Chasing Purpose alone. On the bridge is really help persons to find what that is, because when there's more of us, Marlon, that find what our purpose is, the world is going to be such a better place. You're going to see all this negativity that's happening, whether it is whatever, you're going to see it just dissipate. It's going to disappear. And again, as you rightfully said in the Marlon, it's not that life does not knock you down. It's not like hardships do not come, but it's because of that purpose. It drives you to overcome whatever those obstacles are.
Right. So it's that thing about it, because there is good and evil lies in everyone.
Yes.
And negative and positive here all around.
Yep.
But it's how you navigate the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because sometimes walking it's better to walk slow, to walk on that line than walk too fast.
Can I get my gem dropper, please? Marlon just said something. It is better to walk slow.
Yeah.
You see, because when you're walking too fast or running too fast,
yes,
you may stumble and buck your toe.
You may stumble, man. You have to stumble.
Walks on this journey. It's not. What is it? What's the saying? It is the swiftness. It's not about the swift, but who can endure. I hope I said that right. But you understand what I'm saying. Take your time on this journey and take your time to get to know you. You see, Marlon saying is 20 years no, and it took work. It took work for him to get to where he is now.
It take work, because with me I go through a lot, because I'm a youth who I never get to even know my father, because my father disbanded me from before me even born.
Okay.
So me never get to even know my father. Me see him, me still see him, but me don't know him.
Okay.
And through that now, the kind of bond when we have with my mother is like, my mother is like I'm a driving force.
Yes.
But the good thing with my mother now, my mother is a woman who read a lot.
Yeah.
My mother read a lot. So through that now, watching her reading and stuff like that, it motivate my mind to do the same thing and do research and what have you. So I am a person who study human psychology.
Yeah.
Me can just listen to you by just listening to you talking and know exactly where are you going.
Wow.
I know say me not for the here saying I'm not supposed to be here in this place.
Yes.
I'm moving
and keep it going. But Marlon, thank you so much for your insight, and I'm happy that you understand what I'm saying as it pertains to purpose. Continue to walk and thrive in your purpose, sir.
And thank you very much for the show too, and keep it up.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah. And good day. Yeah.
All right. Have a blessed one. I think we have a WhatsApp here. Boy, Dominique, not you to tell me to remind me to carry my glasses. People, my 44-year-old eyes are 44ing. Do you hear me? All right. So it reads, this is true, Miss Sin, that I just got out of a 3-year relationship with a narcissist. Whew, that's a whole nother show, darling. It's been a short time of a month, but I am back in charge of who I am and loving her so much, and even noticed in the way I approach things at work. All right, so the biggest thing for me is that this young lady, I'm not sure what her name is, but first of all, kudos to you, and I'm happy that you were able to identify that you needed to get out of that relationship. I am back in charge of who I am and loving her so much. There are so much people right now that are in relationships, not just sexual ones either. Friendships, whatever type of ships that you're in, situationships we'll call them, where people are just leading you down this road, and you're just it's like dangling a carrot, and you just keep running after the carrot, and they just keep taking you further down the rabbit hole and making you do foolishness, making you unrecognizable to yourself. But as this young lady said, she identified that she was going down that rabbit hole and got out of it and loves herself so much more. Kudos to you, my love. Continue on that way of loving yourself, because I can promise you, in loving yourself, the right love is going to come to you. Make we hear some music, no man?
Believe me, them want you keep it truth as a secret. The people need it, reveal it. We are the future, can't defeat we. If we get to your life and meaning, emotion I run while I reel it. Right now me joining, I'm a feeling. Come and know brighter days appear when it's time clear. And now you will be the light to guide me in the dark days. Forgive my past, oh Lord, it make my heart pain. Protect my soul, cause them want put it on sale. They talk to me, them just kill my friend now when them want to me. Out of bed, no see nobody fi argue with. But when a band fight on me, them can't bully wally. Papa was in the prayers and song for me. Triumphant, them think me can't do it. Call me not this, but put my heart to it. Only for pressure, depression, me stay strong. Now give in to frustration. At the cream of the cup of frustration. Try again, now me never cause fear. And the more than just the fear, we get braver. When I get a hero, we don't decide to be jailer. Come and know brighter days appear when it's time clear. And now you will be the light to guide me in the dark days. Forgive my past, oh Lord, it make my heart pain. Protect my soul, cause them want put it on sale. Bird for fight, you know my bond firm. Life experience and no classwork. If you no get a lesson, then you can't learn. God give me blessing, me no got church. Bond fighter. Are the fittest survive. Yeah, the fittest survive.
always a warning. Pray to the one you're relying. I've been wandering all day. I tried to be fine, but I can't be. The noise in my mind wouldn't leave me. I tried to get by, but I'm burning. And behind my mind, it runs. All these thoughts have troubled me. Fighting to give up my pain. Fighting to be on my lane. My mind running to the other side. When it's time to leave my life, then it tries to take me out. Tell you what I need. Right, yeah, I really need time now. I need to free mind now. I really need mine now. I need to free my mind now. I really need time now. I need to free mind now. I really need mine now, yeah. This is the peace that you cannot buy. Send me a love that you cannot mix. One is the joy that you cannot waste, and the other one price that you cannot fix. This is the peace that you cannot buy. Finding a way where you cannot see. Man with this system if you cannot pray. I need to find release. But behind my mind it runs. All these thoughts have trouble me. Fighting to give up my babe. Fighting to be on my lane. My mind running to the other side. When it's time to leave my life, then it tries to take me out. Tell you what I need, right? Yeah, I really need mine now. I need to free mine now. I really need time now. I need to free my mind now. I really need time now. I need to free mine now. I really need time now. Oh, yeah. To set me free, freer than the open mind, farther than the eyes can handle, freer than the ocean now. Yeah, yeah. To set me free, now I need to find release. Set me to the open sky.
This is Romain Virgo and you're locked into the Bridge 99 FM. Your Caribbean vibes amplified. Easy.
Welcome back to Chasing Purpose. I can't believe the hour is running away from us already. All right, so this is a segment that we have that happens on Wednesday. Hi, Nayoka. Nayoka, beautiful purpose on Instagram. She beats my face. Quite beautifully, but if I say so myself. Remember, guys, we are audio-visual radio. What does that mean? You can not only hear us, you can also watch us and interact with us on the Bridge 99 FM. Download it, all one word, Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. All right, time to burn. But we are entering into what we do here on a Wednesday, where we have to build a theme for this, Dominique. For one of my favorite segments, because it is a way for us to highlight persons and to give back, to strengthen the community and the industry that is the creative one, which is a space that we live in here on the Bridge and Jam Radio, the CGN brand, the creative industry, where we get to highlight these persons here on Sin Tings. Can somebody build? Where's the music director? Where's my engineer? Guys, Sajay, can somebody build a really great intro to Sin Tings? So today on Sin Tings is really where we focus on, or I focus on, the things that I love, and I want to introduce you to. The person that is sitting beside me, if you are watching, is no stranger to me, and I think no stranger to the entertainment industry or the creative industry on a whole. And he's known me even before I started this Chasing Purpose journey. We have been working together and collaborating for many, many years. And I can't tell you how proud I am of this gentleman sitting beside me, Nadine Sutherland, who was my guest on Monday. We shared a joke off camera. He's like our kid. But really and truly, Nico Kelly of Bootleg Rockstar has really stepped into, I believe you stepped into your purpose, Mr. Kelly. You are thriving in it. You're doing the thing, and you're doing it unapologetically.
My purpose is purposing.
It is purposing, okay? His purpose is purposing. And so the question I asked Bridge Nation before you came on our Mindset Minute message, the question is, are you in charge? Are you in charge of your journey? Before we get into why Nico is here in the Sinting segment, are you in charge of where you are, who you are? Did you ever feel like you were not in charge? And what does that look like for you?
I do feel like I'm in charge right now. There was a time when I felt like I wasn't in charge, especially when I started my career, because I kept saying yes to a lot of things that I didn't even want it to do. But now I'm in a space where I can say no, and I can actually take breaks and, let things go.
Yeah, that's boundary setting. And that, as you said, that takes time. You don't just start a career and automatically that happens.
Right.
I don't want anybody to feel like that's the case. I started in this industry, the entertainment industry, 21 years ago. How old is Hotshot? That's the product that I started out on. Not aging myself, but she ages gracefully, honey. Look at me, she's awesome. But I started this in my career some 20-some years ago, and I had to do just that. I had to do the groundwork. I had to build myself up, build a resume for myself, a reputation for myself,
and just overall pay your dues.
And overall pay my dues. I think, and I'm not sure if this is a millennial thing. Are you a millennial? No, you're not.
I'm timeless.
No, he's not. But there's this thing, and I have millennials. So I can talk about this. No shade, my millennials. I love you guys to death. But there's this entitlement that comes with you guys. No, you guys don't want to work for anything. Y'all want to do the bare minimum and get the maximum. There's this. I don't understand. We had to work. I know. I'm being careful. All right, let me be careful. We had to work. Our generation, we had to work. We continued to work. There's this thing of this work ethic that was planted into us, a seed maybe by our parents, and we worked hard to get to where we are.
But I feel like millennials work hard too. We're a little bit more bombarded by, never bombarded. I think now we're realizing like mental health, so we don't have to like kill up yourself as much as you guys did back in the day, because y'all, a lot of work that y'all did made y'all depressed and unhappy.
All right, all right. So that's a conversation for another. I don't want
Right?
the producer to come
next
for me.
show.
That's a conversation for another show. So we're gonna break that down. The millennials versus what would I have been? The generation, I don't even know. We're Gen Z, Gen X. That's who I am. Okay, apparently I'm Gen X. We'll have that. That's a whole nother conversation. But it's Sintings. It is Sintings, guys, where we're here where we celebrate our artisans, our creative persons, and showcase what they're doing in their space. Now Nico is a designer, a stylist, a creative director, and is now ventured into the space of beauty and skincare. And if you're, again, watch the app, guys, download the app so you can see Rockstar Beauty. Nico, I can't tell you how proud I am of you.
Thank you.
And where you are. Like, this is simply amazing to me. You continue to break down these barriers, and go into spaces that maybe we don't think we could have. But it's all attainable. Anything you put your mind to, you can do. I love this for you. So talk to us about Rockstar Beauty.
Okay, so let me just start how it was conceptualized.
Yes.
In high school, I used to just love anything skincare, and I used to do a lot of like home remedies and just to fix my skin issues. And I did it for my friends when they realized it worked for me. And since then, I always wanted to start my own beauty company or my own beauty line. So I did just that when I had the resources and the influence and the time. So Rockstar Beauty came about. It's a clean, vegan, organic brand that not only promotes great products to make your skin issues disappear or heal them or get rid of them. It also promotes individuality. That's why the slogan is celebrating skin individuality. So yeah, it's skincare that actually cares.
Skincare that actually cares. Who was this line created for?
I would want to say everybody, but that's not the right answer. But it's created for people who want skincare solutions.
Okay,
that's the most I can say. So if you have dry skin, if you want to be radiant, if you want clear skin, if you want just healthy, nourished skin, this line is for you.
Okay. Now talk to us about the products that you have here. You have something called a milk cleanser. What is the milk cleanser made of? And what does it do for us?
Okay, so the milk cleanser is made of coconut oil, grapeseed oil, glycerin, very organic, healthy stuff, and it's good for and like honestly just moisturizing your skin as much as cleansing it from toxins and oils. So if you work a lot in the sun or just outside or just want a clean fresh face, it gets rid of all the toxins and dirt out of your skin.
Okay, that's the cleanser. Now talk to us about the body butter.
The body butter, my fave, the best selling.
It looks awesome.
Listen, right now it's a little bit overheated, but well,
that's the thing. That's the thing with having products here and in the islands. You have to make sure they're stored at a what is it? What is the room called? What's the type of temperature you do store your products?
But the good thing about the body butter, it snaps right back. So even if it overheats, it will just when it's in a cool space.
Cool.
But it's my best seller. It literally fades scars, strawberry skin.
Okay.
Hyperpigmentation. It's good for anti-aging, and it's good for as a repellent as well.
Oh,
right.
Really?
And it has
last night me go out and the mosquitoes them did murder me. Oh my god!
But it gives you a nice sheen, a nice glow.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I'm rubbing it on now, and I love
if you see, this is my personal one. It dig out and and people use it in their hair, their eyebrows, their lashes.
Nice.
It's everything.
It feels really good to the touch too. It feels really good when it goes on the skin. All right. So what else do we have here? Again, we are in the Sintig segment here on Chasing Purpose because we aim to showcase persons within the creative space, their talents, their products, all things. So if you want to be featured on Sintings, again, this has to be something that I also love, something that I've used before or that I would endorse. But you can just, give us a call, 551-5782. We are our aim here on the bridge and all things the bridge, not just Chasing Purpose.
And I love that about you, Sin. You're always very, people might not know, but Sin is super, super, super supportive of young creative talents.
That I am.
She is literally an angel.
Thank you.
Love you.
I love you too. We can unpack that in so many ways. But moisturizer. Talk to us about moisturizer, which is something I just learned. Did you guys know, Bridge Nation, Jam fam, let me know. Did you guys know that you're supposed to be using a system to wash your face? So it's like your cleanser, your toner, your moisturizer, your this, your that, your serum.
So this is an actual four-step skincare.
Okay, so this is a system.
Process.
Okay,
so you start with the cleanser, which is like you have to cleanse your skin before you do anything else to your skin. And after you cleanse, you tone, which is the toner. And then when you spray the toner on your face, you set it a little bit, and then you use the moisturizer. And then people always forget that your face is not the only skin.
Yes.
You have the rest of your body. That's why we have the body butter.
Yes.
To bring everything together. But the moisturizer, vitamin C, fades hyperpigmentation, promotes collagen production. And it's just honestly a really amazing product. It has this jelly creamy like substance.
Yes.
That is really good. Hyaluronic acid gives optimum hydration to the skin, holds moisture in, and can reduce fine lines and wrinkles.
So all these things I'm just now learning about as I get older, I want to make sure that my skin is doing what it's supposed to do. So I've just learned that we need to be using a system. So this system has the cleanser, the toner, the moisturizer, and then it has the body butter. And as you said, it's not just right here, sort of this face that has your eyes, but we have all underneath your neck and all these things that we need to be focusing.
Yeah, when you wash your face, you need to wash your neck, like under your chin. Yeah,
the head. That's just what focus. Let's focus on the head. We're watching our face. All right. So another thing I love about Sintings and my persons that come on to Sintings is not just about us highlighting, but we also ensure that we're giving away. Right? We're also gifting. Let me not say giving away, but gifting. And Nico has been so kind to gift us what, young sir?
The entire package.
Oh, look at that. I keep asking Dominique for an air horn or a book, something. Somebody is going to be
Dominique.
A little excitement.
Dominique.
No, sir.
We need something festive.
Oh, here it is. Here. So somebody, Bridge Nation, Irie Jam fam, you are going to get this entire system. I'm not sure if you can see it. The labeling is, I love the minimalist.
Thank you.
Labeling. It is simple and to the point. Again, guys, please support our creatives, support our young persons, our older ones as well. We don't discriminate here. Support these brands. This is another thing that we aim to do here, is to ensure that we're empowering our creative industry and really, pouring into them. So please, please, please support Rockstar Beauty. The question that I'm going to give away for persons to win is, I think what did we say, Dominique? One just came into my mind, but I think that might be too hard. All right. Okay, so that's super easy. That's 1, 2, 3. What is Nico Kelly known for? There's one thing that he's known for. He ventures into a bunch of different titles within the creative industry, but there's something that he's known for. This is his purpose. So please call us up 551-5782, 551-5782, 676-4996, 676-4996, and this system is absolutely yours. Simple 1, 2, 3. Nico, what is next for Bootleg Rockstar?
What is next? I don't like to speak too much on my plans, but what is next is definitely leveling up and upgrading and being better and doing better, not just business wise, but personally, mentally, spiritually. I'm just excited for life.
Yes. Oh, excited for life.
I'm extremely excited for life and for the holidays coming up. We love me some Christmas.
Yes. Oh God, I cannot wait to see the pepper lights go. I'm glad that you said that, because for the Christmas season, we are going to be doing a lot of giving away. I love to give away things. So Christmas, my Bridge Nation and Irie Jam fam, we put together a Christmas list where we feature Caribbean artisans and where you're able to go ahead and support them for the season. And you're going to win something too. So it's a win-win situation. But Christmas, we're going to kind of double down on that. So Nico, can you tell our listeners where to find you? If they don't know, they must be living under a rock though.
Oh gosh,
keep out there, honey.
So you can find my skincare products at rockstarbeauty.com, and it's Rockstar without a K, ROCSTAR. Instagram Rockstar Beauty. That's my business page. My personal page, which is also my business page too, is Bootleg Rockstar. So that's BOOTLEG ROCSTAR.
Yes, please, please, please go and support this young creative doing really, really, really brilliant things in the space. I'm excited for next year. We'll talk about next year when next year comes, because we're working, honey. We are, yes, it is excitement. So 551-5782, 551-5782. The question is super simple. What is Nico known for? Send them in 551-5782, 551-5782, or you can call us at 676-4996. 876-676-4996. The system is yours. And can you give us the tagline again? I thought it was absolutely
celebrating
awesome.
Skin individuality.
Celebrating skin individuality. Nico, thank you for joining us here on
Thank you so much for having me, Sin.
I appreciate that. I love you.
Same here.
I love you. All right, guys, we're going to jump to is it top of the hour? and then come right back? Or no, it's not top of the hour yet. So let's jump to some music and we'll be right back. More on Chasing Purpose.
Mastermind. Yeah. Yo, me pray every time I feel can't do no different. Swear me half a win. That's why I'ma try again. Pray every time I feel, cause God always a listen. One day I have to win. That's why I'ma try again. Send me working hard while I'm still struggling. Minimum wage can't cover my bills. Somebody tell me how I'm gonna live. Me might complain, but me not giving. I'll do it now, sure. Only me and God know how my day go. Oh, when me have to make a bad drive out of town. I'm pretty home, I want to cut the place undone. Yes, me, Tanisha first daughter. When me just stop, me used to hear be a laughter. But you me know say a time out of master. And everything I say I'm going do me, I go after. You see the free, that's why every day my OD. Just I get a girl from the east with a dream. I shoot for the top and me go bring you whole team. Every time I feel, can't do no different. Swear we have a way, that's why we're trying. Every time I feel, cause God always a listen. They I have to, that's why we try again. Nowadays me just want balance my mental enough. Must stop tell myself some I don't good enough. I know like say I just know life are rough. Me for keep on pushing and don't ease up. But even when I try stay out the way, crosses them won't see my break. Them not gonna live for see the day. Yo, I'm been through enough, so please follow me. Can't turn to nobody when me get hungry. A blessings alone me wants around me. That's why me pray every time I feel can't do no different. One day I have to win. That's why I'ma try again.
The Bridge 99 FM.
Welcome back to Chasing Purpose, heard right here on The Bridge 99 FM in Jamaica and on Irie Jam Radio in the New York tri-state area. I do believe we have a winner, Dominique. When you get that information, you let me know so I can shout him and her out. Big up again to Nico Kelly of Bootleg Rockstar for coming in for our Sinting segment. We are in to our second hour of Chasing Purpose. It is 4 minutes after 11, and we jump right into our next segment or features called Reach Out in Touch, where we, reach out to the community and bring persons in to talk about what's happening in the space. Today's question, as you know, is who is in charge? Are you in charge of your life? Are you in charge of your space? Or are you living by somebody else's rules? Is somebody else defining you? Let's have the conversation. 551-5782, 551-5782, and or 676-4996, 676-4996. Now, October 10th was Mental Health Day. At Chasing Purpose, we believe that we believe that we are a part of being in charge of ourselves. It's also taking part of our mental health. Very, very important here. Our mental health and our mental wellness. While we may not have much control over what mental conditions affect us, we can certainly learn to navigate our responses to certain triggers. We are also responsible for seeking out help to find out what resources are available to us in order to live our best lives possible, which is also very important to us here. Our guest is not only actively taking charge of her mental health, but has evolved to becoming a champion for this cause. Kim Rose is a plant mom, much like myself, and a bibliophile, which she's going to tell us what that term is. I learned it today. With an interest in self-mastery, psychology, tech, and workplace wellness, which is very, very, very critical, especially in this day and age and space that we're currently living in. Kim is the founder of Think Mental Health JA, a non-for-profit organization changing the way Jamaicans understand and treat mental health and illness. As a wellness champion, she creates safe spaces where individuals can feel supported on their life journeys and empowered to share their stories. Her professional goal is to help organizations prioritize the well-being and health of employees while sustainably meeting their organizational goals, which is so very important.
Absolutely.
Kim, welcome to Chasing Purpose, darling. How are you?
I am a little anxious, but I'm very excited to be here.
Don't be anxious. This is a safe space.
I know,
It is a
right?
safe space. So let's talk about. Well, first, let me pose this question to you: Are you in charge?
I'd love to say I am in charge. I have taken responsibility for my own wellness, my own health, and I seek out resources where I'm not able to do things myself. I acknowledge that a lot of things I will need support. So I'd say I am in charge.
I think I like that you answered that way. You seek out
Support where needed.
where needed. A lot of us are afraid to do so. A lot of us are judged for doing so. And I think that the very thing that you're doing is helping to dispel that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because to be our best selves, we need to not only rely on ourselves and mastering ourselves, but also be able to ask for help.
Yes, asking for help is very, very, very important. When did your interest in mental health begin?
I think this started officially around 2015 when I was diagnosed with an anxiety disorder and I had an existential crisis at the time. But before, I was always very curious about psychology, how our brains work, emotions, because as a child, I've been considered very sensitive. So I wanted to understand what that really meant and how I could be in better control of my own emotions, to regulate my own emotions, and to be able to understand other people's emotions as well. So I'd say I've been interested since I was like a teenager, but officially got into the space around 2015 thereabouts.
Can you tell us about the diagnosis?
Right. So how I came by the diagnosis was after having I had a very rough year. I was in my second year of university. Before that, I had a very traumatic experience 5 years before while I was in high school. Actually, that thing that happened was just 2 days ago would have marked 12 years.
Okay.
So it's quite interesting to me that well, it would have actually been yesterday, and World Mental Health Day would have been, Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
So it's interesting that those things happen around the same time. But something very traumatic happened to me, and for a good time, I repressed it because I was seen as an A student. I won't say a teacher's pet, but I was doing very well in school and I wanted to be able to maintain that. So even though I had this very difficult thing handling and working through, I also recognized that my own success depended heavily on me and how I'm able to cope. I would not advise anybody repressing.
I was just going to ask you that.
Right.
Were you able to share at the time, and were you able to work through it at the time, or did you suppress?
I suppressed. I was able to get some support around the time the event happened, and I'm grateful for everybody who really jumped in and looked out for me. At the same time, I started repressing, thinking that would have helped me to get where I wanted to get in terms of achieving my goals, my personal goals, not allowing life to get in the way. But then soon enough, I realized that's not the way to go. At some point, it's going to bubble over.
Yep.
And so while I was in second year university, things start get rough now, We're getting to final year and we have to really buckle down. And I broke. I broke. And that led me to the counseling unit at UA. And I'll always, if you're in university and you have access to counseling, any type of services, make use of it. We don't pay the insurance and everything already. Use it up.
Yeah.
So,
but a lot of people,
yes.
Kim, are afraid afraid to. And then we're talking about university age students,
Right.
you know, like, did you feel like, oh God, I gotta go tell these people my business now, and are they gonna judge me? Was that
Right.
part of the thought process?
That was a part of it. And immediately I said, I'm going to do this very brave thing. I'm going to tell my friends that I actually had to, because I was brought to the counseling unit the day I had my first anxiety attack. I was brought there, and then from there we said, okay, we do weekly sessions with the counselor who was there. And the bold thing I decided to do was to tell my friends that, hey, this is a thing I'm doing. This is
yeah.
what I'm committing to,
Yeah.
and I think it will make a big difference. And that kind of helped to remove some of the anxiety around it.
Yeah.
Around sharing.
Yeah.
And I realized too that the more I shared, the more empowered I felt. Yes. So
Yes.
even if I'm not at that time, I was still working through what had happened before. So I wasn't sharing all the details. To this day, I don't think I've ever shared
All
the
of the
details.
Okay.
But at the very least, I was able to share something traumatic happened. I had a panic attack, or rather an anxiety attack, and an existential crisis, which went on for months. And now I'm getting support. And that support was so instrumental. And one thing I can remember from one of my sessions with the counsel, she said, baby steps. And as simple as that advice is, it was so instrumental, because there were times when I thought, okay, I'm making progress, but it's in the eyes of others, it might not seem like big progress in my healing journey, but to me,
It felt like everything.
it felt everything. The baby steps is really what mattered at that time.
And I think for persons that suffer with disorder, anxiety disorder, mental illness, that's important. You know, there's this, you know, we live in a society where we want everything to happen right now. So
It's a journey.
Yes, it's a journey. It's going to take time. And while you will make strides, there may be something that triggers you, that may send you right back.
Triggers are everywhere, and to this day I think I've made significant progress. Looking from 2015, when I started accessing professional services, to this point, I've made significant progress, but the triggers are everywhere. Up to yesterday, something had me flustered.
Wow.
Right? So we're still learning, we're still growing, but the beauty about it is I'm committed to self-mastery. I'm committed to being emotionally intelligent to the point where I can identify what triggers me and to be able to manage my own emotions. And I always say, like, during my journey, I can observe where the growth happens. Usually, I hang on to a trigger for maybe days or even weeks, maybe months. Now, I'm able to process my emotions quite quickly, not dismissing it, because it's very important to slow down and process.
And to acknowledge it.
Right. So I realize I'm processing quicker, so maybe within hours, within minutes sometimes, and I'm able to move through and get on with my day, as opposed to months ago or years ago when I was having a lot more challenge and hanging on more to the, things that happen. Life happens.
It absolutely does. Let me ask you, the term emotional intelligence, I don't think a lot of people pay attention to or know what emotional intelligence is. Can you break that down for us?
Right. So we know about IQ, right?
Right.
We know about that
we
one.
know about AI, apparently, you know?
We know about IQ, and that's part of being, very intelligent, book-wise, and there are different types of intelligence. But for emotional intelligence, it's really our ability to understand our own emotions, manage our own emotions, to be able to recognize others' emotions and how they're managing, and to regulate ourselves accordingly. So I used to call myself an empath, and I stopped. And the reason I stopped is because I realized it was not serving me. What was happening when I recognized other people's emotions, I took it onto myself. But what I've been doing for the past few years, I'm able to recognize your emotion, to validate you as needed, to give you support, but not take that emotion or whatever emotions you're experiencing onto myself. So what's happening, I'm better able to regulate myself. I may not be able to control or manage the situation around me, but I can manage myself. So we go back to the question, who's in charge? And we can talk about emotional regulation.
What are some signs that we can look out for mental illness?
Okay, so I want to firstly highlight, I'm a mental health champion, not a professional, throw it out there. But from experience, I think it's important to differentiate between mental health and illnesses. They're two different things, but related. We all have a mental health, just like we have physical health. We all have a mental health. Some of us have mental illnesses or mental disorders or conditions which really affect our emotions or psychological state of being. Mental illnesses, preferably I'd also say don't self-diagnose. If you do
that's
think
important.
that there's something that's consistent and creating a dysfunction in your life, see a professional. But how do we recognize when we're having a challenge with our mental health? If or sleeping pattern changes, for example, I can tell when I'm about to like when my anxiety is building up, I sleep less, or I spend more time, trying to be distracted. My eating patterns might change. So I may be craving more sweets, little dark chocolate and so. So I may eat differently, or like hours might pass and I don't eat anything. So we talk about eating, sleeping. Are we isolating ourselves? I look out for that for myself especially. I'm very likely to really stay by I love my company, but there are times when I must be able to differentiate when I'm enjoying my company versus when I'm really isolating. So isolating is something else. And then you can think about work is a big part of our lives. How are we showing up at work? Is absenteeism something that we're struggling with? Is it that we're showing up but we're not able to be our best selves? So really look at the different aspects of our lives, like even finances. I love to talk about the relationship between money and mental health.
Please do.
Because when we're in a good mental state, we're able to manage our finances better. And when things go off, some of us who have the little money might take it and spend on some things where they talk about retail therapy. So we might find ourselves investing, quote unquote, in things that are not adding value to our lives. So look at how we're spending money. And then we also, if we're speaking about money just the same, there are cases where money is a trigger. The absence of it or the absence of the resources triggers our mental health. So not only are we looking at the different factors, but we're looking at how different things affect us. Or triggers.
That is a big one, especially in today's world we're going through, or in inflation, from what I understand. And there's just and then even as we talk about our millennials in this space, persons just kind of venturing out from their parents or going on their own, persons in university, that are struggling to budget or just to kind of figure it out. These things can drive you to do things, as you say, either they're triggers, they can drive you to do things that you're not supposed to be doing, and that do not serve you and do not add value to your life. So I never really thought about finances and your mental wellness. It's something that I'm learning. Okay, learn today. Maybe I should look at that. Honey, mama loves a retail therapy. Okay, so you you come into workplaces and you do, did I read that correct? You work in organizations?
Well, what I do know professionally, I'm in project management. But in my role, I try to, at the company I work with currently, I try to see how I, as a mental health champion, can encourage, better well-being within the organization. Before COVID, I used to go into organizations to speak as a mental health champion, speak from my lived experience, because I think that it's impactful when persons are able to say, oh, and I always get the judgment, oh, but you have anxiety disorder, but you speak nice. I'm like, first of all, these things don't have a face.
Right.
So don't look a particular way, which is why we want to, move from a place of judgment.
Yes.
And
We
more
spoke
so
about that on Monday.
understanding.
Yeah.
And realize that at any point our lives can shift. Like, things happen.
And mental illness does not discriminate. It can affect anybody and I won't say everybody, but anybody. It can affect anybody. So it's not because you look a certain way or you're coming from a certain class of life or whatever.
Right.
It can affect any and everybody, and that's why we're highlighting it. And it's because it was World Mental Health Day the other day. But just mental wellness is something that we are advocates for. We believe in here, and it's important, and especially in the workplace, at home too. Yeah,
absolutely.
But in the workplace, I know we here want to be able our teams to come in and feel safe.
Yes.
Were they able to express themselves in a respectful manner, able to communicate without being judged. These things are important.
What you're referring to is psychological safety.
Yes, psychological safety. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Very important in the workplace. Let me ask you. Let's just go back to UE, and I wanted to say big up to any schools that afford or have the resources where children can come, persons can come and express themselves. That's very, very important. Being able to know that you can go to a place like you did during your time at UE. When you shared with your friends, how did they receive it? Were you judged?
I didn't feel judged, thankfully. I didn't feel judged. Perhaps it's because of who I am, because I even before that I would share very openly.
Okay.
So I didn't feel judged at the time, but I can say I have felt judged in my journey, especially as someone who speaks very openly about mental health in general. Not mental illnesses, not just mental health in general.
Yes.
I am judged.
Yeah.
So the judgment really comes from external sources. But I try not to internalize it, just to understand that it's how things are now, and that part of the work I'm doing and many other mental health advocates and champions and activists, the work that we're doing is to change the narrative and to create a space where more persons can speak up.
Change the narrative and create the space. Important. What was the turning point in your life that caused you to become a champion?
That exact moment, 2015. Well, actually, it wasn't that moment that I decided. It was when I was when I started I wouldn't say start, but at the very early stages of my healing journey, and I was accessing support, and I saw how much I was able to change. I'm like, look here. I feel like enough people can benefit from this, so I'm going to speak up. I'm going to share as much as I'm comfortable sharing, and I'm going to create spaces where people can share too.
And that's great that you felt you should.
I feel like my back broad too. So I'm not afraid at this point. I'm not afraid to share. If it helps at least one person. Just one somebody, I'm okay.
Yeah. And thank you for acknowledging that, because there's a lot of people that get the help, and because of for the fear of being judged or whatever, they kind of keep it to themselves, So it's good
and that's understandable. So
of course.
Even with me sharing, I'm like, if you are not comfortable sharing, that's okay. You're not at that point yet. You can work on it whenever you're comfortable. So if you just want to, because we have Think Mental Health JA, we have support group sessions every second and fourth Saturday of each month. You can follow us and find out more. But even in those spaces, we encourage persons to speak, to share. At the same time, don't feel pressured to because we understand everybody is at different stages of their journey.
Think Mental Health JA.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
So Think Mental Health JA, my little baby, and she's growing up. But the organization is a nonprofit organization, and we're really dedicated to changing how Jamaicans understand mental health, mental illnesses, and how we can be our best selves as citizens. So much of the initiatives are centered around encouraging help-seeking behavior. So are we accessing social support? Providing preventative methods. How can we take better care of ourselves before it becomes a crisis situation? So we offer education, support, and we're working strongly on the advocacy part. But if I should sum it up, providing education support that helps us to be our best selves.
Okay, how can we get involved? How can the listeners get involved in Think Mental Health JA?
Okay, so if you want to be a beneficiary, so like attend our support group sessions, or a donor, we welcome support.
Yes.
Or if you're just interested in learning more, you can follow us on social media, Think MH_JA, or you can just type in Think Mental Health JA and it will pop up. You can follow us on IG, we're on Facebook, even LinkedIn. So if you're a professional and you're on LinkedIn, you can follow us on LinkedIn as well. So we're across social media platforms, and you can send us a DM, you can send us an email, thinkmentalhealthja@gmail.com, and we will stay in touch.
What's the aim, and where do you want to see Think Mental Health JA go?
My personal vision is to see us making significant impact across the country. I'm also thinking regional, but baby steps.
Baby steps, yeah.
Baby steps.
But you'll get there once you put it out there.
Absolutely. Working with international organizations, but most importantly, starting at home. I am a country girl. Yeah. And I wanted to focus on rural communities because a lot of the stigmas tend to bear its face when we go into rural communities. So I wanted to start there. But really, I want to see this organization being able to impact Jamaica in a significant way, collaborating with other organizations which exist, because working together is very critical.
Yes, it is.
But yes, that's where we are right now, and I'm really proud of what we've been able to do so far with the resources we have, and I'm really excited about what's ahead.
Well, we're excited for you here too, Kim. Thank you for what you do in this space. Continue to shine your lights. Bridge Nation, that is Kim of Think Mental JA. Please go ahead and support her and all that she does. Thank you again for being here. Let's jump to a quick commercial break. More of Chasing Purpose when we return.
The Bridge 99 FM, keeping the Caribbean connected.
Welcome back to Chasing Purpose, and I want to say a thank you to Kim Rose of Think Mental Health JA for coming in and sharing some tips with us. She says she's a champion. She's a champion of mental wellness. So we're talking about being in control of ourselves and our lives, in charge, and not in control, in charge, of our lives, and not having persons dictate or having society dictate what our lives should look like or who we should look like on a whole. And here are some risks that can happen if we don't stay in charge or take charge. Other people and external events controlling our emotions and actions, which we spoke about earlier. Having a lack of boundaries that erode our energy. Yeah. Swaying off track and forgetting our true purpose, which can happen, and it will happen. It is just for us to acknowledge it and come back to the right track or to the right space to get back on track. Not prioritizing our time to pursue meaningful goals. That's another one. And as I speak, just kind of look over your life and see if you're identifying with any of these. Getting caught up in things we can't control, which leads to anxiety and depression. Some of us following friends because we think, all right, their life is going well, so let me see if I can do what they're doing, and it doesn't work out the same way. Living an inauthentic life to please others. Are we looking to please others? Are we looking to please others or please ourselves? Are we pleasing others, or are we really looking to please ourselves and be fulfilled with who we are? And again, not who we are, but whose we are. But by taking charge of your life, you blossom into your authentic self, who you really are, your real voice, your raw, real truth, your honesty. Set the direction for meaningful goals. What are those meaningful goals? Not the empty ones that you think you need to fulfill. Gain resilience during setbacks and the inevitable low points of life. I think Marlon said it earlier. Life comes at you hard. You are going to have adversity. Things are going to knock you down. You're gonna fall. This is just life. But it's about, how we bounce back and get back up. Yeah, and we're going to look for help. We're going to want to lean on our tribes and our community, but it's not for us to really be to use what they're. Yes, we are going to lean into our community, but we have to make sure that we are, water break, that we are looking and not taking on too much, and we're just making sure that we're staying on target. We're staying in charge. We're not following anybody's rule book. We're not following anybody the way other people are doing things, but how we feel good. Does it feel good to us the way that we're leaning into our lives? Do we feel that we're doing the right thing? Are we fully in charge? And if you feel like you're not fully in charge, what do you identify? What's standing in the way? What's standing in the way of you not being fully in charge? And what's standing in the way of you not recognizing the person that you may have become? Could it be a relationship like someone sent in earlier via the voice note? Could it be and it's not, again, this doesn't not just a sexual relationship. It could be a friendship. It could be a friend. Your parents always say, don't follow bad company. What's getting in that way of you not being in charge? You not recognizing the person that you are supposed to be. You don't feel good within yourself. Is it fear? And if it's fear of what? What are you scared of? What is it that you're scared of? And I can tell you, when you move past that fear, you're gonna see that, wait a minute, that wasn't so bad. That wasn't so bad at all. And you can do this. I can do this. You don't need permission to take charge of your life. God has already granted you that authority. Every day that you wake up, that you open your eyes, you get up and you give thanks, that's another day for you, another opportunity for you to take charge. And it's never too late. Don't let anyone tell you any different. It's never too late. Again, earlier in the show, Viola Davis said, how old was she, Dom? 59 years old, when she realized that she could define her own way. She can make her own decisions. She doesn't have to live by anybody's ideals. 59 years old. 56, excuse me, I'm not age lady. But it's not too late. It's never too late. The Bible also says, greater is he that is within me than he that is in the world. that he that is in within the world. Let me read that again. Greater is he that is within me than he that is in the world. What does that say to you? Keep your sights and your focus on him. Let him be the person that is guiding you on this journey. Remember the promise, he's never going to leave us or forsake us. So no matter how we veer off or go down the rabbit hole, which we will, it's inevitable, just look to him. Look to him for the answers, because he's already placed them within you. So are you in charge? And if you are not feeling in charge, what is stopping you from that forward move? What is stopping you from not being in charge? I talk about failing forward because failure is inevitable. Failure is going to come. Failure is going to happen to everybody. There is no one that I think is immune to failure. We're going to fail at something. But it's about moving forward, moving past that, overcoming, and keeping yourself on that journey. So as we come to a close, I can't believe the hour goes so fast. These 2 hours go so fast. As we come to a close and prepare for Mr. Thwaites and Mr. Charles to come up next with Public Eye, I'm going to leave you with 3 tips to taking back the reins in your life. Develop focus. Important. Instead of being distracted by all the areas where you want to take charge of your life, focus on one area at a time. That speaks to that small steps, baby steps. Take it slow. When you develop that focus, you're able to see solutions where you might have missed before. You're also able to manage your anxiety, which is a product of overanalyzing all the what ifs that may never happen. Who lives in their heads? A lot of us live in our heads. We are sometimes our own worst enemy. No, I can't do that. Now I'm not going to send the email. No, I'm not going to go ask for help because it might be this, or they might. That's you stopping your own stuff. That's you stopping your own forward movement. So develop focus, and one step at a time. It's not a race. Cultivate an attitude of gratitude. A big deal, guys. Give thanks. Give thanks for what you have right now. Imagine your future exactly the way you want it. And begin to manifest those things, but give thanks for what you have right now in the present. Cultivate an attitude of gratitude. Be thankful for what you have. It's so important. Be thankful for what you have. Instead of dwelling on what you don't have or the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, what do you have right now that you're thankful for? What could you use right now? What resources do you have right now before you that can help you to move forward? And pace yourself. Pace yourself and take time with yourself. Allow whatever feelings to come, but to come and move through you. Learning how to take charge of your life is much like an endurance race. The race isn't for the swift, but for those who can endure. If you approach it with a sprinter's mindset, you'll burn out before crossing the finish line. Yeah. And I know some people may not agree with this one, but make yourself vulnerable. We spoke about the power in vulnerability. Making changes in your life is going to create discomfort. And since you're making yourself vulnerable, right, just lean into that vulnerability and see how that can power and strengthen you up. You must work through the discomfort to know yourself more fully. And that is where, you see, working through that discomfort, being in that valley, that's where you're going to gain the strength to continue to climb to the mountaintop. That's where you're going to be able to get the power that you're looking for to keep going. From there, learning how to take charge of your life becomes more intuitive since you're operating out of the most deeply held values. And what are those values? We have to have a show about that, Dom. Values, or what our core values are. What does it look like for who you are as a person? How do your core values carry you through life? How do you show up for yourself guided by your core values, and not just yourself, but in your workspace and your soul? And we're gonna have that. Yes. Oh yes. With Miss Naomi Garrick, and that's in a few weeks from now, yeah? So we're going to talk about core values and how your core values should be your lifeblood of how you carry yourself on this journey. Another big one, hold yourself accountable. Hold yourself accountable. We love to play the blame game and it's everybody else's fault. When you take a stock in a lot of things that reach us is because of our own doing, our own mindset, and our own thinking. Everything in your life is a result of your decision. Everything. Not your past, not other people's actions, not the state of the market, which a lot of us, we can blame everybody else. If you don't reach your goal, it's not because of somebody else's fault. It's nobody else's fault. Be honest with yourself. Why? Take the time to be honest with yourself and do that introspection. Hold yourself accountable. Sit with yourself and say, well, this didn't quite work out the way I thought it would. Why? Was I the cause? Am I the issue? Learn to recognize your patterns in relationships. That's another thing too that's really, really, really important. What patterns? Who do you show up as in a relationship? Are you always negative? Are you just casting blame and judgment? And if you are, can you free yourself of that mindset? Only when you take full responsibility for all your choices can you take charge of your life. So I ask again, are you in charge? Are you in charge of your life? Are you in charge of where you're going on this journey? Are you tapping into your purpose? Are you tapping into what sets your soul on fire? Are you tapping into what makes you happy? What gives you fulfillment? Or are you relying on someone else? Are you looking to someone else? Or are you seeking validation from someone else? And let me tell you, it's not going to come. And if it's going to come, it may not be true. So rely on you. Remember whose you are. He never leaves us or forsakes us. As we come to, I can't believe it's about to be 12 o'clock already. I just want to say thank you. As we come to a close, I just want to say big up to Carlene Street from Atlanta. She was the person who won the beauty system from Bootleg Rockstar Beauty. And let me just read to you. And this is why I love our listeners. She says, please donate my gift to someone if I'm the winner. She is the winner. So someone here, by all means, this set is for you. 551-5782, 551-5782, Carlene Street from Atlanta. Thank you so much for being so kind. 551-5782, 551-5782, 676-4996, 676-4996. And as we wrap, I just want to say thank you to my amazing team here at The Bridge. Dominique Mitchell, my producer, Jeffrey Brown, my technical operator, my visual person, Mr. Romaine Simpson. Hi, Romy. Thank you, guys. We have a simply amazing team here at The Bridge, from sales to admin to production, just our engineers. I celebrate you guys. Thank you so very much. I will see you guys next week. I think. Yeah, next week, I think. Be safe. Sow seeds others can learn from. As always, wishing you love, light, and purpose.
It's all about you. LA's fine sunshine most of the time.